Welcome back, folks. Today we're working on the girlfriend's rig, which is a 2014 Jeep Compass. Absolute animal. She was saying that it felt bumpy at highway speeds, or something to that effect. And she gave actually a pretty good explanation, but I don't really feel what she's feeling. That being said, I had planned on doing a bunch of fluids and stuff today anyway, so I just took it for a bit of a drive. Just wanted to make sure I didn't feel something catastrophically wrong that would change my fluid changing plans. But whatever she was feeling, I'm thinking is something relatively minor. So I can do all my fluid changes. I'll take it for another test drive and kind of go from there. But I don't think it's going to affect anything necessarily. So anyway, we're going to do an oil change. It's slightly premature, but it's on the lift, so why not? We're going to do, probably throw some new power steering fluid in there, because that's pretty old. The coolant was done not that long ago, a couple years ago, by a shop. I think she blew a water pump or something. So we're not even going to mess with that. I did buy coolant though, so I'll check it unless it looks disgusting for some reason. Maybe we'll do it. But I doubt we'll need to do that. But we'll do the, what do they call it? The rear. They don't call it a differential. They call it the rear transfer unit, or power transfer unit, and the rear drive unit or something. Anyway, we'll do the rear diff and the transfer case, basically. It's an all-wheel drive car. And we'll do the transmission. And we'll go from there. So, brake fluid I did on this a while back. So, she'll have some pretty fresh fluids. 122K. We're a little bit over the interval for some of these. And honestly, I wanted to do these 20,000, 50,000 miles ago. But I didn't know her before this car had much under 100,000, so. And then I got busy. So anyway, she drives a lot, so we're gonna do them now. It'll be fine. These fluids, hold up pretty well in the big scheme of things. So check it out. We got the oil drainer now. The transmission oil is right here. So we're gonna drain this into a separate pan because I want to capture how much comes out, just so that I know rough idea what should go back in. I always like doing that with transmissions. It just makes your life easier, especially all these sealed units that don't have dipsticks. I actually bought a dipstick for this. It's like an aftermarket thing, but I don't really want to have to only trust that. So we get our filter off, and we'll go from there. Now we are going to pull the transmission drain plug. I just loosened it. It was actually not that tight. I mean, it was safe tight, but not hard to get off, which was nice. That's all transmission fluid. It looks not the worst, not the best. Kind of what I would expect for 120,000 miles. Magnet's got some nice metal on it. Also, I would expect that. So it looks like we got about 4 quarts of fluid out. So I'll go right ahead and just dump this back in. It doesn't look the best. Granted, it's a little bit mixed with some gear oil and stuff that was in here. But it definitely was pretty brown. Didn't smell, burn, or anything though, so I think we're okay from a transmission health perspective, but guys, these transmission fluid intervals they give, they're aggressive to say the least. Now, the color of the fluid doesn't necessarily mean everything, but it just, I'm not like an oil change snob of every 3,000 mile type deal, but try not to go too long in some of this stuff, especially if you don't have a fleet of vehicles. What the heck's the difference if you change your fluids a little bit earlier on your 1 or 2 cars you own? It's not going to really make or break the bank. So, but anyway, we tightened the drain plug back up. Just kidding, we didn't. I kind of knew we didn't. But we will tighten the drain plug back up. The oil drain plug is definitely tight. We'll pull this out, fill those 2 up, start the car, and I'll do everything else after, I think. So we're going to make sure we break our fill plug first. I did it off camera accidentally. But it actually came free really easy, which is cool. Not likely, not typical, I wouldn't say, but it's good. This is the rear drive unit. They put the fill plug in the worst possible spot, of course. Don't lose your little sealing ring. This is, I think, 80/90. I gotta check my notes. Yeah, it has to be, actually. But got that guy off. We'll get the, is that a hex? That might be a hex, not a square. And the fluid is full, so that's good. It is a giant Torx bit, actually. There's another one. If you're gonna be using a Torx bit or something weird like that on a drain plug, be gentle, take your time, because if you start stripping this kind of stuff, man, it's a pain in the freaking butt to deal with. That is it. Nice. Okay. Also broke free very easily, which is nice. Wow. That fluid looked really good. That makes me think somebody's done it before, so that's great. So we're going to tighten the drain plug back up. I am going the wrong way with the wrench. So we'll get this guy tight, and then this only takes half a quart, which is a laughably low amount of fluid compared to what I'm used to. But that's the beauty of a small car. It's a little cheaper to maintain, so it's pretty awesome. All right. The reality of the situation here is it's going to be very hard to get to that fill plug without one of the machines that I have. So we should be able to just put the squeeze on this feller and get enough fluid in there to satisfy our needs. Just like that, we'll wait for this to mostly drain out. I always like to leave my touch high. We'll be good. Okay, this tricked me a little bit. The fill plug, it actually does say oil on the top of that bolt. That's your fill plug for the power transfer unit, as they call it. I would call it like a transfer case. That was also not hard. Sweet, we'll get that all the way out, make sure it's good to go. Oof. Ah, there's just the seal breaking off. Okay. That is not what I planned on doing. Well, believe me, but I just eyeballed the Allen head to the correct size. So we'll go ahead and get the drain plug off. Okay, we're gonna do this two-handed so we don't strip it. Wow. Woo! That was the first tighter bolt I've had on this thing, but you can't complain, that ain't bad. Let's lift this guy back up. Wish I had my tripod. Okay. And that's a little dirtier. So maybe somebody did the rear end. Still not terrible by any means, but glad we're getting some new fluid in there. I broke my own rule, or the fill plug for the transmission. So, oops. Should hopefully come off, no issues. And if it doesn't come off, well, we cross that bridge when we get there. But we got oil in the car. I did that off camera. I think we just got to lift this computer module up, if I remember correctly. Let's just tip the whole airbox up. Come on, baby. There we go. I think it's under here somewhere. Okay, we're gonna do plugs now. 1, 2. Now we've got the glorious task of letting the transmission get warm. I have the AC on, that's why that's dripping. Now we wait. I think leaving it in drive will probably help, so we're gonna do that. But yeah, shooting the fill plug area. We're at about 111 right now. So we're gonna get to about 180. And then you want to hit the 25 millimeter mark, or so the internet says, which is that line. So we'll see. Guys, we're back from doing all the maintenance stuff. Car's running good. She desperately needs a bath. These wheels are disgusting. Paint's all disgusting. She'll clean up though. Just needs a good old-fashioned bath. We'll wax it probably too. Probably could use a clay bar and all that, but it's for what this is. We're just gonna just do the basics on it. Nothing too crazy, so stay tuned. Apparently, I never filmed an outro for this video. I thought I had gotten more footage of washing the car and did a final overview. But anyway, it's been a few weeks now, and everything's running good. All the fluid changes seem to have, hopefully helped extend the life of the vehicle. It actually came out really good. I wish I had more pictures of it clean, but I did wind up waxing it. The wheels came out nice and shiny and clean. And there's really not a lot of paint chips on this car, so pretty impressive for an older vehicle. So with all that being said, as always, everyone, thanks for watching. God bless America, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.